Welcome to this inversion-free Vinyasa flow to test your boundaries. This flow is a bit challenging physically. It will also test us mentally. So we are challenging that whole mind-body connection. Make sure that you have your yoga blocks and a yoga strap. You may also want some pillows nearby to protect the knees and for our Shavasana at the end. So go ahead and grab those and we'll get started.
If you're using the suggested Spotify playlist, press play now.
You'll find your way into a comfortable seated position, and we'll start with a brief meditation. So sit any way that feels comfortable for you, either legs crossed on your knees, a prop underneath your sit bones, or even in a chair. Once you're comfy, sit up nice and tall on those sit bones and let your hands either rest on your thighs or gently stack them in your lap. Let your chin gently lower, close the eyes, and start to focus in on your breath. Nice gentle breath in and out through the nose. And just let yourself settle in. Settle into your breath pattern. Settle into your body. And settle into the moment. On today's practice, we'll be working with testing our boundaries. So what that means is that physically, as we move through this practice, we'll start off gently and we'll move into similar phrases, but get a little bit deeper into the body. And when we test these boundaries of how far we can go, we have to be very mindful. So this is also a test of our boundaries of our mental capacity. Knowing when enough is enough, knowing when it's just right, knowing when it's too little. So as we sit and breathe, open your mind to allowing for these boundaries to be found. Just a few more breaths here. Very gently blink open the eyes. You can let the breath deepen a bit. And then bring your hands actively onto your knees. A few seated cows and cats. Inhale, lifting the heart and the eyes. When you're ready to exhale, curl the spine, chin towards the chest, pelvis rocks back. Inhaling, lifting the heart and the eyes. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lifting the heart and the eyes. And exhale, curl. On your inhale, come to a nice straight spine. Exhale where you need to. Let the arms float up overhead. Interlace those fingers, flip the palms up. Give a nice long stretch through the spine. It's okay to arch here just so you get a nice stretch. Feel free to give a little bit of a side bend if it feels good for you. Keep breathing. On your next inhale, come back up through center. Nice deep inhale. Then exhale, gently release the hands and twist to your right. We'll stay here for another breath. As you inhale, come back to center. Arms can do as you wish. And then exhale, gently twist to the other side. Staying for a full breath. On your inhale, come back through center. Exhale where you need to. Gently remove any props from underneath you. Go ahead and slide the legs to a parallel position. So if you happen to be in a chair, you want to come back down to the mat now. We're going to make our way into Malasana. So go ahead and lift yourself up onto the balls of the feet. You can use your blocks here underneath your hands for a little extra support to get into the pose. Feet come about mat width apart, heels in, toes out to your natural rotation, and then gently lower the hips down. If you need support under the sit bones, put it there. We're going to take this a little bit more relaxed, as we are just warming up. We don't want to force the body into anything. And notice how this feels. Too easy, just right, a little too much. Right now, if it's too much, honor that boundary and bring more props underneath your sit bones, your heels, wherever you might need them. And settle into your breath. It's okay if the legs fall in a little bit. It's okay if your spine is a bit more relaxed in this Malasana. Just waking up the hips and the legs and the lower back and the spine. Take one more nice full breath here. And gently roll up through the spine. Shift your weight forward onto the balls of the feet. Start to lift the hips. Now you can bring your props underneath your hands here. We're going to come into an Ardha Uttanasana, right? The half forward bend. So heel toe the legs together. If you want to give them a little bit of a shake just to release that out, feel free. Sometimes it feels nice to go knock-kneed, turning the toes and the knees inward after a pose like that. So feel free to explore. And then find your way into your Ardha Uttanasana. Nice long spine, long legs. And as you exhale, bend into your Uttanasana. Getting nice and deep into those joints. Inhale, extending the legs and the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting up. Let's stay here now. As you exhale, keep the left hand connected to your prop. Bend the left knee. As you inhale, the right arm lifts up. Nice long twist here through the spine. Find your breath and enjoy the stretch through that right leg and hip. One more full inhale. As you exhale, bring it back down to your Ardha Uttanasana. Then switch to the other side, bending the right knee. As you inhale, the left arm lifts up, giving a nice long twist through the spine. Shift the weight to the middle of the feet. This way you're not hanging out in the heels. You want the weight to be in the middle of your foot. Breathe into the stretch. And one more nice full inhale. And then exhale, bring it back to your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, Uttanasana. Move those props out of the way. Hands come down to the mat. You can let the hips drop if you need to keep that head over the heart. Step it back and find your plank. Staying in plank for a few breaths. One more breath. On your exhale, left knee comes down underneath the hip. You can let the top of the foot press down into your mat. Inhale, shift the weight forward towards your fingertips. Then exhale, press back to the heel, getting a nice stretch through that Achilles tendon. Inhale, shifting forward, shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale, shift it back, weight into the heel and foot. One more time. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, pressing it back. Inhale, come to your center of weight, two hands and that left knee, and then lift up the back leg so that the leg stays parallel. Lower belly is pulled up and in. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, curl the spine, belly pulls up and in, point the foot, thigh comes to the chest. Inhale, extend, flexing the foot, press that heel back. Exhale, curl, thigh to the chest. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, thigh to the chest. This time, step the foot through, help it if you need to, and come into your low lunge. Now you can bring a prop underneath your left hand here if you'd like a little extra height. Or if your wrist isn't happy, you can always hang off the side with your fingers. So enjoying this low lunge, feeling the hips start to open. Hands can walk up to the thigh. Good. From here, inhale, sweep the arms up by the ears. As you exhale, left hand will come down to the mat, a little bit wider than the shoulder. Right hand reaches back, bend up the back leg and try to connect the hand and the foot. Now your front foot is nice and flat and grounded here. Be mindful you're not rolling to the pinky edge. We want all 5 toes, the heels, connected to the mat. One more breath in this quad stretch. Gently release the foot. Hand comes to the mat, can come to the inside of that front foot. Gently step it back to plank. Take a nice inhale here. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga if you're ready for it. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, let's find our child's pose. Bring a prop with you so that your head is lifted, or keep it a little bit more active. Totally up to you. Staying a few breaths here in child's pose. Good. On your next inhale, lift the head. Bring yourself back up onto hands and knees. You can move your props out of the way. And gently extend that left leg back. You're on your right knee and 2 hands. Inhale, shift your weight forward, shoulders over the fingertips. Then exhale, gently press it back into the heel. So you get that stretch on the other leg. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, pressing back. Now we're not really testing our boundaries yet. We're still kind of warming up, but I'll let you know when we get there. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, come to your center of weight. Exhale, lift up that left leg. Be mindful of the lower back. Keep the belly active so you don't get a huge sway in that back. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, curl the spine, thigh to the chest, point the foot. Inhale, extend the leg back. Flex the foot, heel presses. Exhale, point the foot, thigh comes to the chest. One more time. Inhale, extend the leg back. Exhale, pull it in. Step that foot through. Help it if you need to. Find your low lunge. Allow the hands to walk up to the thigh, shoulders down, chest lifts, and breathe. On your next inhale, arms sweep up by the ears, small back bend here. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat, a little bit wider than your shoulder. Bending the back leg, left hand reaches back, connect the hand to the foot. Getting a nice twist and a quad stretch. Staying for one more full breath. Gently release the foot. Hand comes to the top of the mat. Find your way back to plank. And take your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, find your child's pose. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Take one more nice full breath here in your child's pose. Then on your next inhale, gently lift the head, coming up onto hands and knees. Move any props out to the side of your mat. Come up onto the balls of the feet towards plank, then walk it forward, lifting halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Then exhale, bend those knees into Uttanasana. Go ahead and grab your blocks, bring them in front of your feet. And then inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up to vertical. Exhale, hands come to the heart. One full breath here. Inhale, sweeping up, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive it forward, Uttanasana. Really bend those knees. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, step the left foot back, only about a small stride, outwardly rotating the leg, preparing for Parsvottanasana. Inhale, you can lift the spine a little longer just to make sure those hips stay square, and then exhale, fold it forward, hands to the thighs, to the shins, or to your blocks. Breathing into the hamstring. We're still kind of warming up, but you may feel a little bit more as far as boundaries are concerned, depending on the tightness of the hamstring, the low back, and the glutes. One more breath. On your next inhale, lift your torso about a quarter of the way up. Heel toe the left leg back, and then exhale into your triangle pose. Nice shallow triangle pose. The top arm can extend, can come to your waist. You can bind it behind the back. And your right hand can either press against the inner edge of your leg or use a prop underneath your fingers. From here, we're going to take that left arm, sweep it down by your hip, in front of your face and then over the ear. This gives you a nice long extension through the left side of the body. From here, let that left arm sweep up and then bring it forward. Step it back up to your Ardha Uttanasana, lifting the spine halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to the heart. One full breath. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Let's do all that on the second side. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, bend those knees. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step the right foot back about a stride, outwardly rotating the leg. Inhale, lift the torso a little bit, shifting the weight, and then exhale, fold it forward, keeping the head in line with your heart. If you're not sure, then just lift maybe an inch more. Breathing in through the hamstring. Good. From here, lifting about a quarter of the way up, heel toe the right leg back a bit and find your triangle pose, opening up those hips, opening the chest, connecting either the left hand to the inner edge of the leg or using a prop underneath the hand. Top arm can stay extended to the waist or behind the back before we sweep the arm. Let's take that right arm into the sweep. So inhale it upward, then exhale in front of the face and then over the ear so the palm is down. This gives you a nice long line from fingertip to hip. And it does intensify the stretch through the entire body. Yeah. One more breath. On your exhale, let that arm float back down. Shift the hips back to a squared position. Step the right foot forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend those knees, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll move through a full sun salutation from here. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, dive it forward, Uttanasana. Bend those knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bring the hands down, step the feet back, find your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, find your child's pose. Staying here for about 3 or 4 breaths. Take one more breath here in your child's pose. Then on your inhale, gently lift the head. Come up onto hands and knees. Exhale where you need to. Find your plank. Walk the legs forward. Lift the torso halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold into your Uttanasana. And inhale, reverse swan dive, bringing it all the way up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Okay, so now we're going to test the waters a little bit more intensely. I'm going to take those first two mini flows, kind of blend them together and bring them to a more intense variation. Well, as we go through this, feel free to modify back to the first variation that we've already done if you have found your boundary. This is what it's all about, testing the waters and see what feels good for you today. Finding your Tadasana. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, bend those knees, find your Uttanasana and find your blocks. Inhale, lift it halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold hands down, step or float back to plank, move through your Vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale to Child's Pose. Take one more nice full breath here in your Child's Pose. And on your next inhale, lift the head. Bring yourself up onto hands and knees. Exhale where you need to. Bring the knees underneath your hips. Go ahead and move your prop out of the way and find your way into plank. Now, we did those leg extension and flexions before. We're going to take them from plank without the knee touching. So on your inhale, the right leg is going to float up about an inch. As you exhale, curl the spine, bring the thigh to the chest. Inhale, extend it back. Heel goes straight behind you. Exhale, pull it in, curl the spine. One more time. Inhale. Extend that leg. Exhale, curl the spine, step the foot through. Now, if you need to adjust and put the knee down and come all the way forward, go for it. It's okay. We're going to come into Crescent Pose from here. Pressing down. Inhale, sweep up those arms. Exhale, settle into that crescent. Be careful here that you're not giving into the lower back and letting the pelvis tilt back. Keep the belly scooping so you get a nice stretch through the hip flexor. Good. A few more breaths here. Now from here, we're going to find our triangle pose. Inhale, straighten the legs, open the arms, turn the hips, outwardly rotate that left leg, and find your triangle pose. Again, top arm can go where you'd like it to go as we breathe here. So we have a much wider stance this time. Feels different on the body. It's more intense. You may feel a little bit warmer now. I'm going to take this left hand, same thing, sweep it up over the ear, palm down towards the ground. Feel the extension through the left side of the body. Now, one more pose I'm going to throw at you here. Bending the right knee, finding extended side angle. So you can always take forearm to the thigh, arm can go straight up, waist bind. You can slide the right fingertips down to a block. Arm, same variations. Yeah. Or the hand can come all the way down to the mat, totally up to you. Now, this is way more intense than anything we've done thus far. So find where you can maintain and breathe without being in pain. Once you're there, if it's available to you, sweep that left arm up and over again. Nice open shoulder. Find your breath. If you feel wobbly, look down towards your foot. Take one more breath. Exhale, both hands down to the mat. Square off those hips so you're in high lunge. Step the right leg back, find plank. Vinyasa if you'd like, or slide it back to your Child's Pose. Taking a few breaths in Child's Pose. One more breath in Child's Pose. And inhale, gently lift the head, move the prop out of the way. Find your way to plank. Here we go, second side. As you inhale, lift the left heel up about an inch. As you exhale, curl the spine, thigh to the chest. Inhale, extend the leg back. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl it in, step that foot through. Press down through the feet. Inhale, bring it up to Crescent Pose. Exhale, settle in. Let those shoulders relax, find the balance. Pull up that belly so that you feel a nice stretch through that right hip flexor. As you inhale, lift the ribs out of the waist, lengthen both legs outwardly, rotate the right leg, and then exhale, find your triangle pose. Now this should be a little bit more full than the first variation, a little bit more intense. Top arm can go where you would like it to. Breathing in this triangle pose for a few more breaths. From here, let's test that boundary. Take the right arm, sweep it forward and up over the ear. This also puts more strain on the obliques, causes you to use the legs a little bit more strength. You may feel the hips working. Just make sure you keep breathing. But from here, find that extended side angle. So bending the left leg, either resting the forearm on the thigh or sliding the fingers down to a block or the mat. Be mindful of the top arm. Keep it nice and long and extended if that's where you choose to put it. Otherwise, it can go straight up on the waist or behind the back. Totally up to you, wherever your boundary is today. One more breath. And then exhale, bring the hand down to the mat, square up the hips. Find your way to plank. And take your vinyasa. Resting in child's pose for a few breaths. Take one more nice full breath. And from here, gently roll up through the spine. You bring the knees together and then come up to standing on the knees. I'm going to change my orientation here just so that you can see what I'm doing. So knees come right underneath the hips. Let the arms extend out to your side and then go ahead and extend your right leg out to the side. Toes point in the same direction as your nose. So as I said, arms out to the side to a T. Take a nice inhale here. As you exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhaling up through center. As you exhale, come into a modified side plank. So resting that left hand underneath the shoulder, extending the other two limbs out into space. Then inhale, come back up, plant that right foot down. Exhale, side bend into gate pose. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, modified side plank. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, gate pose. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, find that modified side plank. We're going to stay here now. We'll play here for a little bit. For a little extra, bend the knee, connect to the hand and the foot. Move the thigh bone back and move into a modified Chapasana. So this is a little bit like Lord of the Dance, if you're familiar with that pose. The heel is moving away from the sit bone, foot is pressing into the hand, and the chest opens. But from here, gently release the hand and the foot and find that modified side plank again. Remember that arm sweep? Sweep it up and over. Now as you exhale, you're going to engage the belly, pull the knee and the elbow together in front of you. Test the balance. This is a good boundary test, yeah? Inhale, extend the arm and leg. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend the arm and leg. Exhale, pull it in. Two more times. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee and elbow touch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, foot down. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. And then exhale, knees together and gently sit. How did that feel? Pretty intense? So we're looking to bring yourself to the boundary, but not past it. So be mindful that you are listening to your body, to your intuition. All right, so little break is over. Let's shift to the other side, coming up onto your knees. Extend the left leg out this time. Make sure the right knee is right underneath the hip. Inhale the arms out to your side to a T. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhaling, coming through vertical. Exhale, modified side plank, right hand under the shoulder. Lifting up the left leg. Inhale, coming up to vertical, foot plants down. Exhale, gate pose. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, modified side plank. Inhale, coming to vertical. Exhale, gate pose. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, find that modified side plank. Really energize the top of that left hip. And moving into Chapasana, bending the knee, grabbing onto the foot if it can reach, and finding that Chapasana. Now, if Chapasana is not available to you, just stay in that modified side plank and breathe. Gently release. Find that modified side plank. Left leg is active. Sweep the left arm up over the ear, palm down. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee and elbow touch in front of you. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow and knee touch. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale, extend. Exhale. And then inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, knees together. And gently sit and let yourself relax. Whew. Feels good in the hips, huh? So guess what? All of this is preparation to go another step further. So we're going to take all of this on the standing level. Don't worry, I've got you covered. You'll be okay. Before we move into this standing variation, make sure that you have your blocks up at the top of your mat, as you may need them as we move into some of the more challenging boundary pushing poses. Yeah? Okay. So once you have those settled, just gently shift onto the balls of your feet. Find a little bit of a balance here. Find your breath. Open your mind. It's okay. You're going to be all right. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, press through those legs. Come up to the top of your mat. All right, up here at the top of the mat, heel toe the feet apart. We'll move into Malasana. Remember, we did that way back at the beginning of the practice. This one will take a little bit more actively, so palms pressed together. Go ahead and shift down. If you need props underneath your heels or your sit bones, move it there. Elbows press against the inner thighs press against the elbows. Palms are pressing together. There's a nice energy here. Spine is long and tall. One more full breath. Gently release the hands. Find your props. Bring them in front of you. Go ahead and straighten up those legs. Heel toe the feet together. Inhale in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the legs. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive it forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back with the left foot. Nice long stride here. So now you're in a much wider Parsvottanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, square up those hips, and then exhale, fold it forward. Blocks, thighs, or shin bone. Breathe. Good. On your next inhale, lift the spine up about a quarter of the way. Find your triangle pose. Now, we've been here before. The body and the mind know where they're going. Find that edge, the edge of comfort, the edge of your boundary, whatever terminology you want to give it. Then from here, take that top arm, sweep it in front and over the ear. If you can leave that top arm there, leave it there. Find your extended side angle, bending the right knee. You can bring the forearm up to the thigh if you'd like, or keep the fingertips where they were in triangle pose. On your next inhale, press through those legs. Bring yourself up to warrior two. We're going to rest here for a few breaths. So if your arms need a break, go ahead and bring them to your waist. Keep that knee pointing over the center of the foot. Breathe into it. Allow yourself to feel the feels. All right. So remember that gate pose we did? We're going to translate it here from warrior two into our half moon balance. So keeping the torso nice and wide and open to the side space, the block is there for you so that you don't go upside down, right? So if you want to, you can place it in front of the toes, about a foot away. And this back arm, bring it to your waist. It'll make the transition a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about the placement of that arm. But if you feel like you want more, let it hang out there. Make sure you control that arm so it doesn't knock you off balance. Yeah? All right, so taking a nice inhale. As you exhale, start to shift towards your half moon. Exhale where you need to. Inhale, shift back to your warrior two. Exhale, shift into half moon. Inhale, bring it back to warrior two. We're going to try to stick it this time. Exhale, find that half moon. Now, once you're there, top arm can extend if it's available. You can even sweep it over the ear. Now, this will really test your boundaries. Now, same thing we did when we were on the knee. Take an inhale here. Exhale, find your Chapasana. Falling over is totally acceptable. If you fall over, find your way back. This does require a bit of hamstring opening on that standing leg. So if you need to soften that knee to make this happen, then go ahead. Gently release the Chapasana. Keep your breath moving. Sweep that left arm over the ear. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, pull the knee and elbow together in front of you. We're only going to do this 3 times. Inhale, extend. Move slowly, move mindfully. Exhale, elbow and knee together. One last time. Inhale. Exhale, knee and elbow together. And then find your way to your Uttanasana. How was that? Ooh, shaking out those legs. Giving it a little bounce here. Good. On your inhale, bend through those legs. Sweep the arms up, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Good, nice full breath. Let's actually take a nice Sun Salutation here, taking your time. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands down, step it back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, take child's pose for a few breaths. One more nice full breath. We want to keep our energy going. We don't want to get too cool too fast. On your inhale, lift the head, coming up onto hands and knees. Exhale where you need to. Move the prop out to the side of your mat. Find your way to plank. Go ahead and walk the legs forward. We'll move right into Malasana from here. Dropping the hips down, keeping it nice and active. Prop away if you need to. Good. From here, release the hands, grab your props. Go ahead and extend the legs, lifting the hips up. Heel toe those feet in a nice parallel position, a nice Tadasana stance. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend those knees, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, bending those knees. Inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, nice wide step back with that right leg, finding your Parsvottanasana, lengthening through the spine, squaring off the hips, and then exhale, fold, being mindful of the head-heart relationship, making sure the head is the highest point. Hands can rest where you need them to. Finding your way now into triangle pose, lifting the torso about a quarter of the way up. Heel toe the right leg a little wider, and then exhale into your triangle, Trikonasana. Prop it if you need to prop it. And then take that top arm, sweep it up over the ear, palm down, shoulder away from your ear. From here, extended side angle, bending the left knee. You can wiggle the front foot a little bit if you need to, adjust the hands. Find the depth that you need today. And on your inhale, bring it all the way up to vertical. And exhale, we're going to stay in Warrior Two for about 3 full breaths. One more breath. All right, here we go. Coming into our half moon, so you can bring the back hand onto your waist or your hip as we go through, or if you want the extra challenge, if your boundaries are there, then let that arm extend behind you. Focus the eyes over those left fingers. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, shift the weight, find half moon. As you inhale, come back to Warrior Two. Exhale, shift half moon. Inhale, shift Warrior Two. Exhale, half moon. Find the balance there. Find your breath. Now, finding Chapasana, that top arm has to move again. Keep the ribs sturdy. Bend the top knee, see if you can connect the hand and the foot. If it's available, press the foot into the hand. Open up into Chapasana. Good. From there, gently release the hand and the foot. Find your half moon. Sweep the right arm up over the ear. As you exhale, knee and elbow come together in front of you. Inhale, extend the arm and the leg. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Last time. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale, extend. And then exhale, find your Uttanasana. Yeah? Shake out those legs. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bend those knees. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Right, taking a Sun Salutation from here. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, bending those knees. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold hands down. Let's just gently bring it back, finding your child's pose. I guess that's not really a Sun Salutation, but let's take some rest before we move on. All right, from here, gently rolling up through the spine. Go ahead and close the legs. You're going to sit on one hip or the other and let them sweep out in front. Now, magically, my yoga strap has arrived. So if you have one, or if you have something that's similar to this, or if you have a long towel, you want to go ahead and grab that for the next couple of poses. So we'll start with a nice Pashimotonasana, sitting up nice and tall through the spine. Prop underneath your hips if you feel like you're falling backwards. And then exhale, fold it forward, keeping the spine long. Now, if you can reach your toes, fine. If you can reach your ankles, your shin bones, or if you would like to use the strap, you can wrap it around the balls of your feet. Keep the ankles and toes active. And use the strap to extend your arms. Totally there for you if you'd like it. Breathe into the stretch. Try to let the quadricep muscles relax just a little bit. Shoulders are locked down and back as to not overstretch between the shoulder blades. We want a nice lifted chest. And of course, breathe. Good. From here, gently release. You can leave the strap where it is. We're going to take that right leg in and into a cradle. So gently rock from side to side. You can hold on to the outer thigh and foot, or if it's available to you, bring the foot to the crook of the elbow, whatever works, just to get a little bit more opening in that right hip. So from here, we're going to take this leg into Ardha Baddha Pashimotonasana. So what that means is that the leg comes towards half lotus, or whatever that means for your body. So the heel comes as close to the hip crease as possible, anywhere from above the knee to the hip. The foot will have a nice stretch along the outer edge of the ankle and the pinky edge of the foot. That's fine here. Sitting up nice and tall, straight leg is active. So if this is where you're at today, then stay here and enjoy this if this is your boundary. If this knee is at least navel height or lower, feel free to fold forward. Again, you can use the strap here around the ball of the foot to carry you forward. Just be mindful of the shoulders. Keep them away from the ears. If you're more open than that and it's available, you want to push the boundary just a little bit, not into pain. Remember, never into pain. Then go ahead and just fold forward, grabbing onto the foot or the leg. You want to be mindful of the knee. Make sure it stays healthy and happy. Get 2 more breaths here. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. We're going to take that foot now and give it a little bit of a roll so that the ankle can release from that stretch. And then bring it into Janu Shirshasana, bottom of the foot to the inner thigh. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, micro twist towards the straight leg and then fold it forward. Again, you can use the strap here if you'd like, or grab onto the hands outside the foot, crisscross the wrists. Whatever grab works for you. A nice stretch through the lower back, hamstring, the hip. I'm breathing. All right, so this pose, we can take this into a few other variations. So as you inhale here, lift the spine a little bit higher and taller. As you exhale, see if you can bring it into a twist without collapsing in the chest. And you can take the left hand and bring it around into a bind if you wish. Fingertips coming to the opposite hip crease. Now, if you'd like to go a little bit further with this, you can take your hand onto the ball of the foot, or you can bring the strap into your right hand. Start to shift your weight up and pull that leg upward so that you're in a nice twist. The arm can even extend, the left arm can extend behind you. You can make it all fancy schmancy if you'd like. And breathe. Good. On your exhale, gently release the leg down. Don't let it plop. Do gently lower it. Let the strap go. Release the legs out there. Give them a good shake. And we're going to take a vinyasa. So you can either sweep the legs around to one side of your body, or you can cross the ankles. Let the legs extend behind you and take a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to child's pose. And bring it back up onto hands and knees. Have a seat. I'm going to switch my orientation here and let the legs extend out in front. So we do all of that on the other side. Sitting up nice and tall. As you exhale, fold it forward into your Pashimotonasana. Now you may find during the second round of this, the body's opened up a little bit. Since you've been here before, you may not need the strap in the same way. Your hands may have moved a little bit. It's all good, just embrace it and breathe through. It means the boundaries have changed a little bit. And on your inhale, bring yourself up through vertical. Exhale where you need. Let's take that left leg into a cradle, holding on to the foot and outer leg, or placing the foot into the crook of the elbow, and give a little rock from side to side. From here, find your way into Ardha Baddha Pashimotonasana, half lotus with that left ankle. And this side may be very different. The knee may be higher, it may be lower, the foot may hurt a little more, you might feel a little bit more stretch. Whatever the case may be, embrace what you've got. Sit up nice and tall. If this is it, then love it and enjoy it. If you've got the forward fold, exhale and forward fold. And taking our next variation, inhale, lifting the spine. As you exhale, twist to the right. Left hand presses against the outer edge of the shin. Right hand can come behind you. If you want to bring it into a bind, fingertips can come to the hip crease. Be mindful of the shoulders. Make sure that they are reaching away from the ears. And our last variation, if you would like to lift up the leg, holding on to the strap or your foot with the left hand, start to shift your weight back and get that leg up there if you can. Sitting up nice and tall. Sometimes it's not a flexibility issue. Sometimes it's a strength issue in the core. Sometimes it's a hip flexibility issue. It's okay. Whatever you got today is perfect. And gently and slowly ease your way down. Untangle those legs. Give them a little rock, a little pop so that they release out. And we will take another vinyasa. So either swing the legs around to the side or cross the ankles underneath you. Find your plank. Lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, let's find child's pose and stay for a few breaths. On your next inhale, start to roll up through the spine. Exhale where you need to. Gently move the props out of your way. Crawl the legs forward, have a seat. And bring the feet flat in front of you, about hip width apart. Hands come behind, fingertips point towards the hips, and we'll take a reverse tabletop here just to get the shoulders and the biceps a little bit more open. So press down through those feet. Inhale, lifting up. Neck is long or chin to the chest. Belly is lifted. One more breath. On your next exhale, gently sit down onto the mat. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. We'll come into bound angle pose. So bringing the hands around the arches of the feet, thumbs underneath the balls of the feet, fingers along the pinky edge. Sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, open the elbows, gently connect them, and hinge forward. Nice long spine. Breathe into this hip stretch. We're cooling down now. We're settling, finding that nice, happy medium ground, not looking to push to the boundaries at the moment. Just let gravity do its job. On your inhale, bring yourself up to vertical. As you exhale, twist to the right. Right hand comes behind, left to the inner thigh. Gently press the palm of the hand to the thigh and twist to the right. So now we're getting a little bit more intense in those hip flexors. Try to let go of the right hip flexor as well. Likes to grip sometimes. Good. On your inhale, come through center. Exhale, gently change to the other side. One more breath. On your inhale, come through center. Exhale, close those legs with your hands. Give them a nice hug and gently rock from side to side. Good. From here, we're going to lay back into a reclined bound angle pose, but let's set it up first with our props. So if you have a lot of pillows and you want to place those behind you for a little bit more softness, feel free to. I have my blocks with me, so this is what I will use today. But of course, whatever you have is perfect to use. So ideally, we want the head to be the highest point. So the back block will be at the higher level than the middle block. And this middle block will rest along the spinal column between the ribs or along the ribs. So laying back, finding the prop for your head right at the base of the skull. Then allow the legs to open up and find your reclined bound angle pose. Arms can come out to your side, no higher than the shoulders, palms up, and feel free to close the eyes here. If this gets a little too intense on the legs, feel free to bring pillows or blankets underneath the thighs so that gravity is resisted. On your own time, when you feel ready, go ahead and extend those legs out long underneath you to find your Shavasana. If for some reason this is uncomfortable on your lower back, then bring the feet flat onto the mat, nice and wide on either edge of your mat, and let the knees fall together. Let your eyes close and take rest. We'll stay here for about 5 minutes. Gradually start to deepen your breath. Find energy in your fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, hands, and feet. Gradually waking the arms and legs. And let those arms extend up overhead. The legs come together underneath you. Nice long stretch. And from here, bend up the legs. If you're on blocks, balancing will be an issue, so you can keep your feet flat. If you're on a bunch of pillows and feel balanced, you can hug the knees in toward your chest and give a gentle windshield wiper from side to side. From here, roll onto your right side. You can stay up on your props if you wish. It's more comfortable than you think it is. And gently press yourself up to a seated position. Eyes closed, hands pressed together at your heart center. Take a few moments here to check in on how you feel after this practice. How you feel physically, energetically, emotionally, and spiritually. And as always, take a few moments for some gratitude, something that you're thankful for in this very moment. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Have more time? Check out one of these beautiful practices over here, and there's more suggestions in the description below. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.